Keeping up with our motto that learning be a joy and teaching a pleasure, here we are with the remote teaching and learning process to bridge the gap. Happy learning, students. Today we are going to continue with Class 8, Science, Chapter number 9, Disaster Management. Topics which I am going to cover during this session are fire and landslides. We have already seen about earthquake in our last session. So let us start with fire. Picture shows two incidents of fire. Fire may be natural or man-made, depending on what originally caused the disaster. Lightning strikes falling on the trees of a forest may cause a natural fire, as you can see over here in the first picture. But leaked gas or faulty mechanical equipment or fire caused due to bomb explosion is considered a man-made cause. The second picture shows the case of fire that is caused due to the bomb explosion. There are 5 different types of fire: Class A fire, Class B fire, Class C fire, Class D fire, and Class E fire. Let us see one by one. The very first is Class A fire, which is caused due to the solid substances. Commonly flammable materials are their fuel source. For example, paper, wood, textile. This fire can be put out with the help of water. Next is Class B fire. Fire caused due to the flammable liquid substances like petrol, diesel, oil, paints, etc. All these substances are lighter than water. Water is heavier than oil, right? So it settles down or it cannot cut off the supply of air to the fire, and hence the oil keeps on burning on the top. And therefore, fire extinguishers can be used to extinguish this fire. Water cannot be used to extinguish the fire which is caused due to liquid substances. Next is Class C fire. It is caused due to the flammable gases. For example, natural gas, LPG, that is a liquefied petroleum gas used for cooking, as well as acetylene. Acetylene is mainly used during welding and cutting. It is providing the hottest flame. Class D fire. Now, this type of fire is caused due to the combustible metals like potassium, sodium, and calcium, which react with water at normal room temperature. Magnesium, aluminium, and zinc, they react with water at a very high temperature. When both these groups combine with water, it explodes. And the last one is Class E fire. A fire caused due to electrical components is called Class E fire. To extinguish such fire, power is cut off and non-conductive fire extinguishers like carbon dioxide are used. Now, let us see the methods of fire extinction. But before that, first we need to understand that how exactly the fire is produced. In this picture, you can see there is a triangle. At the center, chemical chain reaction is written and the 3 parts are heat, fuel and oxygen. So let us understand. Fire is a chemical reaction where oxygen, it reacts with the fuel. Oxygen in the air, it reacts with the different types of fuel. Say for example, wood. It is also a fuel, but simply exposure of wood to oxygen in the air, it does not ignite fire. What else is required? Heat is the third thing which is required to ignite the fire. So when these 3 things combine together, that is heat, fuel as well as oxygen in the air, so it ignites a fire, and we can see fire in the form of flames. It is visible in the form of flames. right? So, fire is nothing but a chemical reaction involving three things: heat, fuel, and oxygen. So here comes in picture the method of fire extinction. We have to stop the supply of any of these three components in order to stop fire or to put off fire. So, according to this, there are three main methods to stop the spread of fire or to control the fire. The very first method is cool out, that is the use of water. Now, to extinguish the fire, water is most common and effective solution which is easily available everywhere. If you supply water on the fire or around the fire, it creates cooling effect and helps to control the fire. But in all the cases, we cannot use water to control fire. So, the second method is suppress the fire. In this method, the supply of oxygen has to be cut from the fire in order to put off. For example, to control the fire which is caused due to electricity or oil, sand or soil can be used. If we spread a froth-like substance on the fire, it cuts off the contact between air and fire. This method is more useful to extinguish the fire spread due to oil. The third method is keep away the flammable substances. In this method, all the flammable substances are kept away from the fire. Any wooden article or flammable substance must be kept away so that there is no source left for the fire to spread. So this was all about fire. Now let us start with landslide. Picture on the right hand side shows how landslide is taking place. Natural cracks and fissures present in the hard rocks cause their breaking. Especially at the time of heavy rains, water entering these cracks causes weathering of these rocks. Weight increases. These rocks slide on the slopy region and settles at the lower side. This is called landslide or collapse of rift. Now, let us see the causes of landslide. After effects of natural disasters like earthquake, tsunami, heavy rains, storms, floods causes landslide. Unlimited cutting of trees causes soil erosion. Roots of the trees hold soil and water. They make the soil more compact and less prone to sliding. That is why unlimited cutting of trees can lead to landslide. While building roads in the mountains, there is a lot of digging. This makes the mountain weak and can cause a landslide. Effects of landslide. Rivers they get flooded and even change their paths. Displacement of waterfalls. Formation of artificial reservoirs may also take place because of the landslide. There is life and financial loss on a large scale as trees, buildings, rocks on the slopy area they collapse on low-lying land. Landslides affects the traffic also. Landslide destroys the plant life on it. This is all about this chapter. Thank you so much.